Hello everyone, and welcome back to Let's Play SaGa 2, Goddess of Destiny. I was talking a little bit last time about how cool this futuristic environment of Ashura's base was, but I didn't pay a lot of attention to the transition of the environment here. You can see on this side of the doorway, everything very clean and new. On this side, very antiquated looking. We see some very ancient looking etchings there on the wall, and the lighting here is all orange and green as opposed to white and blue as it was in these other areas. Kind of interesting. See the contrast between the structure that must have existed here in this world previously and the newly built structure that Ashura brought from the new world. But anyway, we're on the second floor now, heading up these stairs to the third. Gonna see what it looks like there. Still see some of these more ancient areas. I guess they didn't bring any new lighting with them because there's still a torch here. It's kind of funny that despite all of the fluorescent lighting in other areas of the base, we've still got torches lighting these places. I'm gonna go through this door into another modern area here, and then quickly back into another older brown area. I guess this is still an industrial look, though still very, very much in the brown and gray realm. Oh no, seems to lag a little bit when there are enemies in the area. That's unfortunate. Feels like there should be a truck parked here. Ah, it's coming for me. Oh no, I think we're gonna have to fight both of these enemies at once. 134 Kiro and an evaluation from Calliope for completing the battle in one round. Gonna find a treasure chest over here. Agility source obtained. Alright, so I keep pressing the button that brings up demolish instead of the one that brings up the menu. Okay. I suppose that would be that I'm pressing Y rather than X on the DS. I'm actually using a PlayStation 3 controller, so I'm trying to press triangle and I should be pressing square, but in any case, let's, yes, agility source. This is an item that is a potion. It's a single-use item that permanently raises a character's stats, and if it's like the original game, they can only be used by humans and espers. Maybe monsters could too. I think it's just humans and espers though. I think it's only those that increase their stats by leveling, because I think monsters are set, their stats are by species, and of course, as I've said, robots are determined by equipment. So we'll just go ahead and use this agility source, and since Zenith's agility is already being boosted by his relic, I think we can go ahead and safely give this to Natsmer. And after doing that, let's take a look at everyone's stats, since I haven't done that in a while. So yeah, we look at agility. Natsmer's almost caught up to Zenith now. They're at 13 and 12, 6 and 7 for the other two. Elodie actually the slowest of the group, but I've seen her acting before the others a couple of times, so that speaks to the randomness involved in the initiative system. Looks like that was the only chest here in this room. Interestingly, chests usually come in twos in these games. Well, in this game, in the original, I mean. I probably could have healed with Kai before this battle, but I think we'll get away just fine. Even though there are 13 enemies on the field. Is that the most we've seen? That's a ton of enemies. So, Elodie going to use Flame on everyone. We can have Zenith here. Go ahead and punch the Daddy Longlegs, I guess. And we'll have Zenith go after the mimics. I wonder if this would be a good opportunity to try to use the thread. If I have the opportunity, I'm going to use the thread on Virtue's turn. And then Kai, you can use Cure Tome on Elodie just to be safe. Okay, so if the option arises during Virtue's turn, because it arises during some characters' turns and not others, and I'm not sure why yet, but if I see the little icon during Virtue's turn, I'm going to press X. So, let's go. Yep, there's the healing from Kai. Oh crap, I pressed it during Virtue's turn, or during Zenith's turn. I meant to press it during Virtue's turn, but it had the effect during Virtue's turn? I have no clue what just happened. Something happened between Zenith and Virtue though, and I guess they're better friends now? Yeah, let's go with that. Elodie learned Fire, replacing O Poison? Yeah, okay. I don't see us using Fire too much since we already have two other offensive spells, but it can't hurt. Wow, 573 Kiro, that's a ton. And an evaluation from Calliope. So I suspect if I go into the menu, and once again I press the wrong button to open the menu. Once I go into the menu, if I go down to... Oh, wow, what is this business? Friends. So the top display there is now showing the relationship between each of the individual characters one by one. And it seems that everyone is friends right now, which means that our title has changed from childhood friend to kindred spirits. And if I press right, I can see the description of that. The team name, when friendship is strong, characters are linked by understanding each other without the need to communicate. Alright. Yeah, as I was saying, if I go to Threads of Fate here, I'll be able to see that friend level has now... Well, the friend level 1 thread item that I bought from the Moirai shop has decreased to 2 uses from 3. Still getting a feel for that system. I find the display of it on the menu there really distracting. The whole system is a little bit on the distracting side, but I could only think that because I'm not used to it. Having played the original, having that entire system added. Oh no, trap. Oh no, oh crap, where am I? Fell through a trapdoor there. And I even saw it too and thought, you know, that's probably a trapdoor. But I was in the middle of a thought, so I just kept walking. Alright, well, let's try out our new spell, Fire. Gonna use that on this group of robbers. Everyone else can target the other enemies. Yeah, Kai can heal Zenith, that's fine. Yep, bring Zenith's HP back up to full. That means the whole group is looking very healthy right now. And, oh, I was gonna say here's the fire, but yeah, here it is. Here's the new fire spell Elodie just learned. Targets all enemies in a group, much like her Blizzard spell does. And agility increase for Zenith, pulling him further ahead of Natsper in their little race there. 183 Kiro, and we found a punch, that's fantastic. Usual MP from Calliope. We're now up to over 1,000 MP, that's a lot. Well, I say that's a lot, I don't actually know if it's a lot because I don't know anything about MP yet. Here we've got a group of, looked like about 9 enemies. Let's continue using fire while we've got it. And I was going to equip that new punch. Actually, let's take a look at our 2 punches before we decide what to do. Okay, we have one at 69 and one at 53, so I'm going to continue using the one that's at 69 because, as you'll recall, it becomes more powerful as it deteriorates. We can punch the Flyman and then Rapier and Battle Hammer on the skeletons. Since we have Elodie using fire rather than flame, she will only be attacking... Oh crap, did not mean to run away. Do nothing. She'll only be attacking the goblins with that, not the others. I believe it will hit all 7 goblins though, even though it's only animated to hit 3 of them. And yeah, that does appear to be the case. Even though we only see 3 of them at a time, all of them are affected. And just 1 skeleton left, should be able to finish him off very quickly. And Zenith does the job. Oh, actually he doesn't. He needs to get a little help from Natsmer, but together they're able to take it down. And once again, agility increase for Zenith. He's just speeding along there. Another 462 Kiro. We're getting close to being able to buy one of those weapons back in the last town. Interesting. There's an exclamation mark in this room with us. Oh! What is this? Alright, we found a crack in the wall, so I think we're finally going to be able to use that Demolish we picked up. Kai's going to tell us about it, though. There's a huge crack in the wall over here. Maybe we can break through it. Elodie, let's give it a try. Yes, let's do it. Why? Why? So do we only have 7 uses of this? I saw the number 7, and yeah, it's now decreased to 6. We can only use this relic a set number of times? That's kind of scary. That I'm eventually going to run out of uses of this relic, and then what? Like, are there only 7 places in the entire game to use it? I would hope so, if I can only use it 7 times. Oh, I'm lost. Okay, so I'm on the 2nd floor again, right? I'm going this way. Nope, that's down. Okay. Let's see if I can sneak past this guard. Yes, okay. I managed to sneak by. Going back into the modern room here. Oh, yeah, this is the latter part of the 3rd floor, I think, because we played this earlier in this video. Yeah, sure enough. Okay, now we're back up on the 4th floor, and we had the option of going that way or that way. This is the way I was going before, and I fell on that trap door there. Not going to make the same mistake this time, just going to walk right past it. What is this room? Is this the way we want to be going, I wonder? Let's find out. Doesn't look like there's anything in here, but I'd like to investigate since there are a lot of things sitting around. I know that my experience in this game thus far has told me that things that you can interact with are usually pretty obvious, but I'd still like to look around just to be sure. Zenith pull out that battle hammer there. And maybe some input from Kai? Nah, that's fine. She'll just do nothing. We've been handling these encounters just fine on our own. She's nice to have for healing, but we wouldn't want her, depriving our other characters of the opportunity to improve their stats. Okay, so there are a couple of things about the threads that I remember hearing that contributed to my concerns about using it, but like this is all like I vaguely recall all of this, and I'm not even sure how accurate it is. But I remember hearing that, well, one thing we heard when we were introduced to the concept was that there were certain scenes that you could only encounter having certain team titles. And I'm certainly not going for 100% here. Like, this is pretty much a blind let's play, whatever. I'm just playing this casually, start to finish. I'm not going to worry about all of the little side quests and such that might exist in this game. So I'm not going to worry about getting all of the scenes for having all of the different titles. But in addition to that, I heard that you want to have a different title every time you beat a boss. I have no clue what that's about, but if that's true, I'm also not going to be worrying about that. And the other thing I heard is that if you're using threads, you cannot get the best ending to the game, or like you have to fight a different version of the final boss or something like that. So like, that scares me. Like, that makes me want to never use them at all. And obviously I decided to use one. I used one earlier in this episode. And the reason for that is that if this system is in the game, I think it's in my best interest to take advantage of that. I mean, I'm playing this game for my own enjoyment, but I'm recording it as a video for the enjoyment of others, and I don't want to deprive anyone of experiencing the full game, obviously. So I'm going to go ahead and do them, even if that means I don't get the best ending. It'll hopefully mean that the experience along the way will have been more complete, more rewarding, something like that. In any case, we picked up a punch earlier from an enemy. I'm going to go ahead and give that to Zenith. I might have him start using it soon, but I'm not sure about that yet. We probably don't need 3 punches. That's probably a little bit excessive, but we'll see. I also picked up it was a gold gloves, right? Yeah, gold gloves. So let's see whose defense is the lowest. And that would be any of my non-robot characters. They all have low defense, so I guess I would default to the character with the lowest HP, and that's Elodie. So we'll switch out her bronze gloves for gold gloves. And her existing bronze gloves, I suppose we could give to Virtue, but that seems unnecessary. I'm pretty sure they're worse than just his shield anyway. And gloves are worse than a helmet, right? Oh, they're the same. Gloves and helmet are the same. So I guess for like comedic value, we'll have extra gloves just because like only robots can do that, so we'll take advantage of that and give him a second set of gloves. Virtue, not concerned with how many hands he has, just willing to wear whatever we give to him. And so this direction will just wrap me back around to the downward stairs, correct? Yes, that appears to be the case. Nothing else to see here. So let's head upward. I guess I said earlier that it was interesting that we found a chest that wasn't paired. I guess that this would be its pair, but like gold gloves and agility potion don't really have anything to do with one another. Now up on the 5th floor of Ashura's base, pretty tall structure here. And walking our way around through an unusually purple corridor, purple or magenta corridor. A pretty surprising variety of environments here. This is a well-designed area. I mean, I talk a lot about the visuals in this game. Really, the production values of this game are through the roof. How did this never see release outside of Japan? It looks like a very commercial game. I don't get it. And oh, it looks like Natsmer used up one of her rapiers somewhere along the way, so we could give her an additional item if we wanted to. We just found a battle axe, which I guess naturally would go to Virtue. So maybe we replace the Derringer with the battle axe. It appears to have the same effect on his stats. What about the bow? Let's see, switching the bow for the battle axe would decrease his agility, but increase his strength drastically. The battle hammer for the battle axe? Yeah, that would be a straight up increase to strength. Maybe we just go all in, switch one of these gloves for the battle axe. I kind of like that idea. But I also kind of like the idea of getting a Derringer for Natsmer, since as I said earlier, I was thinking of making her a gun specialist, and there aren't a lot of firearms available in this game, particularly early on. So I think I'm going to do that. I'm going to give this Battle Axe to Virtue, and then with that Derringer, we'll give that to Natsmer. And as you can see, when we unequipped the Derringer from our robot Virtue, its uses were halved once again. So whenever you equip a weapon to a robot, it's immediately halved, and then it becomes halved again when you remove it. And this is to prevent shenanigans, since weapons equipped to robots are essentially repaired when you rest at an inn. If you could just like equip and unequip them with no penalty, you would be able to repair items indefinitely that way, and so the halving prevents a lot of those shenanigans. But nonetheless, 12 uses is a fair number, so we'll go ahead and give this to Natsmer there. The attack power of this Derringer is 122 compared to agility times 7 for her rapier. So what's agility times 7? That's 84. So this gun is more powerful than this rapier. And this is really interesting. I hadn't paid attention to this before, but I love how transparent this game is with its formulas. Like the gun has a fixed power rating of 122, and the rapier has a variable one, and it tells you what calculation to make to compare that variable to the static number of this other weapon. Really interesting stuff, and I appreciate this a lot. I wouldn't consider myself like particularly a power gamer or something like ridiculous like that, but like I like to be able to make informed decisions when I'm playing a game. And like something that bothers me a lot when I'm playing RPGs is when you're making decisions without any information about what those decisions are. And I have a great example for that. In Final Fantasy X, the character Kamari Ronso starts with 2 overdrive powers. One of them is Jump, and one of them is Seed Shot. And both of these deal... Oh, I'll finish this story later, I guess. Remind me if I forget. I'll finish this stupid Kamari rant later. Oh, we're locked in. And this is reminiscent of that time we were locked in that room in the ruins of the ancient gods. But in this case, it looks like there's just a single enemy waiting for us, and it's the tower's boss. So, do I do this boss now, or do I save that for the next video, I wonder? I'll save it for the next video. Thanks a lot for watching, and I'll see you next time when I tackle this boss fight.